You stole my girlfriend!
She chose me. Anyway, I'm leaving in a few days, so you can go back to dating each other. Let's put this quarrel on pause, and I'll explain everything. I came to stay with my grandmother that summer and immediately became a local celebrity. I was quite handsome and even appeared in a commercial one time. No wonder all the girls were crazy about me. Even the girl who used to like my friend Nate. That really hurt him. He was already insecure because of his red hair and freckles.
We're not friends anymore.
Well, since some girl is more important to you than our friendship, I don't want to be friends anymore either. Hi, my name is Max. Several years passed since then. I had to move in with my grandmother again, for longer this time. I did rowing, and important competitions were about to take place in the city where she lived. The participants had to prepare for them. A young but very cool coach was responsible for the preparation. Aside from that, I was going to study at a local school. Immediately after moving, I went to my first practice. The coach turned out to be a great guy and quickly brought me up to speed. When I got home, Nate was waiting for me in the living room. What a surprise! What are you doing here?
Is this how you greet old friends?
You are the one who said we are no longer friends. Nate looked away and was silent for a while.
Your grandmother is friends with my parents. She came over the other day and told us you were transferring to my school. I want to ask you a favor. There's a girl in our school called Dina. I like her. I have been trying to get her to notice me for a long time and recently succeeded. We don't really have good-looking guys at our school, and you've always been popular with girls. I'm worried that Dina will choose you. The same thing already happened a few years ago, remember?
Of course I remembered. That nonsense was the reason we'd had a fight.
You have to pretend to be ugly.
Was he serious? Well, how am I supposed to do that?
I've already thought of everything. Here, look.
He handed me a box. I looked into it and was left speechless. There were ugly clothes, sunglasses, and false teeth laying inside. But that wasn't all. There was even a fake belly at the bottom. Can you imagine? Do you want me to pretend to be pregnant? Nate didn't appreciate my humor.
You owe me after that incident. Got it? Come on, help me for old time's sake.
I didn't agree for a long time, but he eventually convinced me. Changing clothes wouldn't be hard, and I wanted us to be friends again. I promised to help, and we made up. I came to school looking ridiculous. I felt terribly uncomfortable. I could barely speak because of the fake teeth, and the belly made it hard for me to move. My classmates didn't pay any attention to me. Only a few people laughed because of my appearance. I noticed Dina right away. She turned out to be very beautiful and smart. I wouldn't have hit on her, but for Nate's sake, I strayed away. The last lesson that day was gym class. By that time, I had got used to the fake belly. So I did pull-ups and ran laps without any problems. I finished first in the race. Everyone's mouths opened in surprise. Wow, that guy is fat, but so athletic. The next day, there was a quiz at school. The students were divided into teams, and I was accepted into one of them. We had to answer various questions. I got the sports topic. I knew quite a lot about it and got us some extra points. The boys shook my hand, and the girls started looking at me with interest. In the next gym class, I beat everyone again. I had strong arms thanks to rowing and could do more push-ups than any of my classmates. After the lesson, Dina suddenly came up to me. You're good at sports. To be honest, I admire how athletic you are, and you've also nailed the quiz. Thank you. That's nice to hear. I was not trying to flirt, but Dina was smiling so sweetly that it was hard to hold back. Nate suddenly noticed us. He frowned and dragged me away to talk.
I told you not to show off! Is it really that hard?
His tone infuriated me. I'm wearing the stupid belly like you asked, but I'm not about to pretend to be a dumb weakling. Nate got angry again. His behavior pissed me off. I was trying so hard to do something for him. I wanted to do something out of spite, so I came up to Dina and offered to walk her home. Strangely enough, she agreed. We looked comical together, Beauty and the Beast. Nate called me that night.
Stay away from her, got it?
I didn't even listen to him and hung up. The next day, he pointedly ignored me. I tried to talk to him several times and then gave up. We didn't have to be friends if he didn't want to. After school, I got ready for practice and decided to ride a bike there. And then, I almost hit a girl. She had appeared right in front of me. I dropped the bike and helped her up. The girl winced and rubbed her hand. Are you okay? Should I take you to the doctor? I'm fine. I'll feel better after a cup of cappuccino. I was running late, but I couldn't refuse and brought her to a cafe. The girl's name turned out to be Rachel. We had a lot in common, and were interested in the same things. We liked the same music, movies, and games. She liked sports, just like me. We stayed in the cafe for half an hour. Then we exchanged numbers, and I went to practice.
Why are you late? We have a competition coming up and you're being irresponsible.
He scolded me and then sent me to train. I was in great demand over the next few days. Rachel and I texted each other constantly. It was obvious she liked me, but that wasn't all. The most important thing was that Dina seemed interested as well. She came up to me during breaks, spoke to me first, and then one day even suggested we go for a walk. I was shocked. Could she really like such a creepy guy? With a belly and huge front teeth? I tried to talk to Rachel more. She really got me. Although, deep down, I still liked Dina. The only reason I kept my distance was because of Nate, even though that fool was already angry with me anyway. One day, Dina sat down next to me in chemistry class. She used to sit with Nate, and so that made him snap. After the lesson, he confronted her. Nate, I'm sorry. I know you like me. I used to like you too, but that's in the past. Nate clenched his fists, looked at me angrily, and left. The competition began that day. The coach was nervous and kept instructing us. I was rowing solo. At first, everything was going fine. I even managed to get ahead of everyone. But then, something happened to my oar. Just imagine, it broke. It just fell apart in my hands. It couldn't have happened, unless someone had damaged it on purpose. Naturally, I didn't win after that. I was furious. I saw Nate nearby at the end of it. That jerk. It was definitely his doing. He must have decided to get revenge for Dina. I ran up to him and grabbed him. You're such a jerk.
Look who's talking.
We almost got into a fight, but the coach pulled us apart. Our friendship was over. Again, I no longer had to pretend and went to school without any props the next day. To say that everyone was stunned would be to say nothing. How did you lose weight so quickly? What happened to your teeth?
Wait, you're a rower, right? Are you taking part in the competitions? I just recognized you.
I recognized you too. It's crazy. You're the guy who starred in a commercial a couple of years ago. I said that I had changed my clothes for fun and it had all been a prank. I instantly became popular at school. I had forgotten what that was like. Boys wanted to be my friends, and girls kept sending me love notes. Dina was the only one who became distant for some reason. I eventually approached her myself. Why are you avoiding me? Why did you lie and pretend to be someone else? I had to quickly think of an explanation. I really didn't have time to lie. I was tired of everyone only noticing my good looks. I wanted to see if people would like me for me. You know, for example, thought I was an interesting person. Dina still didn't forgive me, and I firmly decided to win her over. I bought her gifts, waited outside her house, and did all sorts of nice things, basically. One day, I finally asked her out. At first, Dina refused, but soon, she agreed. I brought her to my favorite cafe. However, as soon as we ordered food, the fire alarm went off. All the visitors were evacuated. It turned out that someone had pulled the fire alarm on purpose. There had been no fire. I had little doubt that it was Nate's doing. Next time, we went to the cinema. When we came up to the entrance, we were suddenly attacked by water bombs. Our clothes and hair immediately became wet. I tried to find out who was throwing the bombs, but couldn't see anyone. We were not allowed to enter the cinema after that. Something happened each time we went on a date. I wanted to strangle Nate. Instead of admitting defeat with dignity, he was ruining our dates. The only person I could discuss it all with was Rachel. We still chatted all the time. I treated her like a good friend. I probably would have turned a blind eye to Nate's petty, dirty tricks, but soon enough, something even more serious happened. The second competition began. I carefully checked the oar and made sure it wasn't damaged.
Hurry up, Max, it's about to start.
I set my sights on winning. I had to make up for my previous defeat. At first, everything was going well, but as soon as I got into the lead, for some reason, rowing got harder. I soon noticed that the boat was filling with water. Ugh, damn it! There was a hole in the bottom. Rowing boats were very durable, and it must have been tested 100 times. It was definitely not an accident. Rowing further became impossible. While I was bailing out the water, my rivals got ahead with me. As a result, I came last. I was beside myself with rage. Dina came to support me.
She looked worried.
I've wanted to tell you for a long time, but I didn't dare. I've been getting a lot of threatening letters during the last week. Whoever's sending them says they will get rid of me if I don't leave you alone.
What?
That was it. I'd run out of patience. Don't worry, I'll deal with it. I went to Nate right after the competition. I really wanted to punch him. I don't know how things would have ended if his parents and my grandmother hadn't been at his house at the time.
Oh, are you here for Nate?
I didn't answer and went up to his room. I knew that I had to get a grip on myself, but I still snapped and pushed Nate hard against the wall. You're such an idiot! Now you've gone too far. If you don't stop threatening Dina or mess with me again, I'll go to the police. Nate seemed surprised. He tried to say something, but I didn't listen to him and left. The final competition was held a few days later. I checked both the oar and the boat and even examined the shore. Everything looked fine. But when it was time to change, I couldn't find my suit.
Why haven't you changed yet? It's your turn in 20 minutes.
Someone took my suit.
Why would anyone do that? If you've lost or forgotten it, don't blame it on others. There's a spare one in my trailer. You can take it.
The trailer was nearby. I rushed there. There was a chance I wouldn't be late. I quickly changed my clothes and was about to leave, but for some reason, the door wouldn't budge. I pressed on it with everything I had, but it wouldn't open. Damn it! I was locked up. I should have punched Nate after all. I looked around. The window was too small to crawl through it. Ah! I felt so powerless I wanted to howl! All of a sudden, a photo caught my attention. My coach and Rachel were in it. They were kissing, and the picture was in a heart-shaped frame. I didn't understand anything. Were they dating? Before I had time to think about it, the door opened. Nate was standing in the doorway. Oh, you jerk! You damaged my oar, then the boat, and now you've decided to lock me up? Calm down and quit yelling. Think about it. If I had locked you up, why would I let you out now? He had a point. I thought about it and hesitated. Listen, I didn't do anything to your oar on the first day of the competition. I just want to talk. But you pounced on me. Now, I came here to say that I will not stand between you and Dina. She really likes you. And one more thing, when you went to the trailer, I followed you and accidentally saw your coach lock the door behind you. What? My coach? Really? Oh, I would deal with that later. I was supposed to compete in just 5 minutes. We rushed the starting line. Nate distracted the coach and I double-checked everything one more time. I heard the signal, jumped into the boat, and started to row with all my might. I was expecting something to go wrong, but it didn't. I finally proved myself and came to the finish line. Moreover, I won by a huge margin. My adrenaline was pumping. As a result, I took second place due to my previous losses. But I wasn't all that upset. Silver was a great result too. After the awards ceremony, Nate and I went to the coach to get to the bottom of things. You broke my oar and damaged my boat, and today you took my suit and locked me in the trailer.
Are you crazy? Why would I do that?
That's right. Why did you do it? Max didn't win because of you, and he is the best in everything. I looked from Rachel to my coach, and I remembered the photo of them kissing. Can someone explain what's going on here? Rachel looked at me with loving and crazy eyes. I'm an old fan of yours. I've been in love with you ever since I saw you in the commercial. When you came to visit your grandmother during the holidays, I was constantly watching you. Then you moved back to your city, and I could only follow you on social media. I memorized all your hobbies and interests. At some point, I started dating Luke. I didn't know he was going to be your coach, but I never forgot you. And then you came back here again. I saw you during the first practice. I decided that I would definitely get you to notice me. Our first meeting was not an accident. I jumped in front of your bike on purpose. I was stunned. Rachel looked like she was proud of everything she had done. Did you also write those threatening letters and ruin our dates? What else could I do? You were dating Dina, and she doesn't deserve you.
You're crazy. I knew you were obsessed with Max, but I didn't think it was this bad. I even committed crimes for you. I was hoping Max would lose and leave town, and you'd forget about him.
There you have it. I told you it was him. After listening to all that, Nate and I left. Rachel caught up to me and tried to stop me, but I pushed her away. I thought we had a lot in common, but she just studied my social media like a psycho. New competitions were taking place in a month, and I decided to stay with my grandmother. There was a good rowing school in that city. I simply had to find another coach. Rachel kept bothering me, but I ignored her and started dating Dina. I apologized to Nate, but still felt guilty.
One day, Nate and I were sitting on a playground. You're lucky. You're so popular with girls. Unlike me. Looks aren't the only thing that matters. You're an interesting guy. You just need to believe in yourself more. He waved my words away and suddenly froze. I followed his gaze and noticed a stunning girl nearby. She was looking in our direction and smiling. Soon, she got up and came over. Would you look at that? Another beauty has a crush on you. But then, something unexpected happened. The girl sat down next to Nate. Hi, you have such cool freckles and hair color. Let's get to know each other. Nate didn't understand what was going on and stared at her in shock. I answered for him. Hi, this is my best friend Nate. He's a really great guy. Soon, they started dating. The pretty girl is crazy about Nate. Dina and I often hang out with them. I think looks aren't the only thing that matters. After all, everyone finds different things beautiful. What do you think is more important, the looks or what's inside? Write in the comments down below.
Hey squad! Like to see your life in comics? Stories that are so embarrassing that even friends do not know about them. Don't say you don't have such ones. They belong on the Anon Please channel. Check it out! Click here.